Hi everybody, Chad Sarno here for Good Catch Foods. Today we're gonna be making teriyaki salmon burgers with a spicy togarashi mayo, some shaved Napa cabbage, and then we're gonna serve it with some sesame cucumbers. Stay tuned, you guys. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. All right, I have a small pot. So I'm gonna do two things here. I'm gonna whisk everything in the pot and I'm gonna make the cornstarch slurry on the side, okay? So cornstarch slurry, just to get this out of the way, I'm gonna use some water, all right? I'm gonna use about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and I'm gonna whisk that up. You can use a fork or a whisk, whatever you wish. I'm just gonna set this aside. This is what I'm gonna be adding to the teriyaki sauce to thicken it up, okay? So this is slurry. You can use arrowroot, you can use cornstarch, pretty interchangeable. So let's start this up. I have some soy sauce or tamari, okay? All right, I have mirin. This is a seasoned rice vinegar, okay? I have some agave, because I'm gonna add a little bit more sweet. This is gonna be quite a sweet sauce, okay? Because it is a teriyaki sauce. I'm going to add some coconut sugar. You can use brown sugar or coconut sugar. I like to use a bit of coconut sugar in there. All right, I'm gonna add some sesame oil. All right, so gonna make sure that that's stirred up. So remember, whenever you're reducing, the higher the sugar, the faster it's going to reduce, okay? So this is gonna reduce quite quickly because the amount of sugar that's in there, okay? So we're gonna just start assembling all the other aromatics in there. So we have some ginger, some garlic. Just gonna do maybe two cloves, that should work. So the nice thing about making your own sauces, you can control the sugars, you can control the heat, and it's just so nice to be able to make your own sauces, your own glazes. So let's use some ginger in there. So I have some garlic. Easiest way to get these in is I like to use a mandolin, all right? This is a microplane zester. I like to use mandolin for other things. So I'm going to just zest up that garlic. Nice thing about using a microplane is it all gathers on the back, right? And I'm gonna use some ginger. Now I like my teriyaki sauce spicy, so depending on your spice level, you can certainly control the heat. All right, so I have some sambal. You can put some sriracha, you can put some fresh chili in there. I like to make this a bit spicy, so I'm gonna use about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. All right, so you wanna make sure that that is being stirred because the amount of sugar, okay, it will reduce quite quickly. Oh, it smells so good. You can just smell that ginger in there. Put that on a low heat. And once it reduces a little bit, it'll start to thicken up, and we're gonna definitely thicken it up by adding that cornstarch. So while that's cooking, we're gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna make that togarashi mayo, okay? So we start off with some plant-based mayo. I have some togarashi seasoning. So there's a number of different togarashis you can get on the market. Any kind of Asian market will carry togarashi. It's basically a chili powder, a combination of chili powder and other aromatics, other spices. Some have sesame in them, some have nori in them, or other seaweeds in there. This is a togarashi that I have that has a little bit of toasted sesame, some chili powder, and also a little bit of dried nori in there as well. So what I like to do is I am going to use some togarashi. I'm also going to use some green onion. All right. A little bit of green onion in there. You can add some pickled ginger. We're gonna actually add pickled ginger to the finished burger, but you can add some pickled ginger in the mayo, which would be really nice as well. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of green onion in there. All right, then I'm going to add some fried shallots, okay? It's kind of the secret to this mayo. Very, very nice here. So I'm gonna mix that up. That's gonna give it a nice crunch. This is why I like to make this right before I serve it. It has a nice crunch. It'll give that salmon burger a nice crunch. And the flavor that a fried shallot gives this mayo is so delicious, you guys. With that spicy, sticky teriyaki sauce that we're gonna have here. So let's stir that up. So I'm gonna move this over to the next burner and let's get those burgers going. You wanna let it reduce for probably about 3 to 4 minutes. And then what I'll do is I will check it with a spoon to show you the thickness that we're looking for, and then we'll add that cornstarch slurry to really thicken it up. All right, so let's get this pan nice and hot. For these burgers and for all of our burgers, I go to a medium heat. All right, I'm gonna add some everyday oil there, everyday olive oil. We have those salmon burgers. These are made with our 6 legume blend, and they have a little touch of pepper in there, a little touch of citrus in there. Really, really nice flavor. You can assemble them in any kind of burgers. I'm just gonna show you how to use them with a teriyaki sauce. We're gonna glaze them as they're cooking, but you can also chop it up. You can put these in pastas, you can put it in rice bowls, making like a salmon risotto. You know, lots of different options with this product. So get the burner on, the burger's gonna go in a minute. That teriyaki sauce is reducing. So I have a cucumber salad. We're gonna serve this on the side. So I'm gonna peel this cucumber. We're not gonna use the whole one, but. All right, that's getting hot there. Let's put these burgers on. All right, I'm gonna cook it about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. So for this cucumber salad, now you can slice it on a mandolin, really thin if you wish, but we're going to do more like a simple sort of Shanghai style, which we're gonna toss with a little bit of chili, a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of lime. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these in more batons than anything. If I'm doing a lot of Asian influenced dishes, I'll make a sesame salad just on the side because a sesame cucumber salad, because those cucumbers really, they are very cooling, right? And there's a lot of different cultural cuisines that use cucumbers to cool, right? So you got this teriyaki sauce. So you can see that it's thickened up. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna add that slurry. When you do make a slurry, you wanna make sure that you whisk it up because the starch tends to settle, okay? And I do a slurry instead of just adding the straight cornstarch or arrowroot because I don't want it to clump. As this is reducing, once it hits a heat, it's gonna thicken up quite a bit. All right, let's bring that up to a simmer and that should thicken up and we are good on that. So growing up, I grew up in a big Italian family, but my mom took Chinese and Cantonese cooking classes. Okay, so she took all sorts of really cool cooking classes growing up. And so we were exposed to a ton of different flavors. You know, spiciness, we would have Chinese hot pots for dinners. You know, we were eating fresh fermented black bean sauce and, you know, different spring rolls and dumplings and all this she would make. So she is clearly and has been a huge inspiration with my lean and love for more Asian flavors or Eastern flavors. Okay, so you can see this is starting to thicken up quite quickly. All right, so what I like to do with this is now that the burger has been flipped, it's on a low heat, I'm gonna take that teriyaki sauce. This is gorgeous. I'm just gonna cover the burgers in that teriyaki sauce. It's gonna be so nice, so nice. So I'm gonna remove that from the heat. All right, let's start assembling this. We have the cucumbers. I'm gonna add some sesame seeds in there. We're gonna add a little bit of lime. Okay, half a lime in there. Gonna add a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of toasted sesame. Okay, and this is just such a nice light salad. So let's get that served up. You can also mix it with shaved cabbage as well, which is quite nice. All right, so let's finish those burgers, all right? So we have some burger buns. These are quite soft, so we don't need to toast them. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that togarashi mayo. I'm putting on both sides. This is going to be that nice, just flavor-packed mayo with those fried shallots in there. This is so nice. Finishing on both sides. I always like to add plenty of sauce. All right. We have some Napa cabbage. Shave up a little bit. Nice fresh bite on here. All right. So we have some pickled ginger in there as well. Grab these burgers. Oh, look at that sticky teriyaki sauce. So good, and that glaze just thickens as it cooks. These are gonna be a pop of flavor. So much flavor in these. Let's top that off with that shaved cabbage. All right, let's finish it with some pickled ginger. You don't have to add the pickled ginger, it's just a nice little option. It definitely adds a nice sweetness, a nice bite. And there's just it's packed with flavor. I would serve this with a little sriracha, a little fresh chili also. So we have our sesame cucumbers there. We have, oh, look at that. There is so much flavor going on here. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous burger, that salmon burger, packed with flavor. That spice from the teriyaki sauce, that freshness of the ginger, the crunch of the cabbage. And I cannot wait to dig into this, you guys. Here you have a teriyaki salmon burger with the togarashi mayo, some pickled ginger, some Napa cabbage, and served with the cooling sesame cucumber salad, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Chad Sarno. Good Catch Cooks. Until next time, we'll see you soon. That was dope right there.